Sony appears to be preparing to unleash something extraordinary with their upcoming A7 V camera, and the buzz is only getting louder as new leaks make their way into the spotlight. For months, the photography and filmmaking community has been speculating about what Sony would bring to the table after the A7 V camera, and now the first clear, detailed real-world images of the A7 V camera have finally surfaced. These aren't your usual blurry trade show snaps or vague product shots. These are crisp, in-the-field test images that give us one of the clearest looks yet at what could be Sony's most ambitious hybrid D camera to date. What makes these leaks so compelling is how much detail they reveal. The images don't just show the familiar shape of the body, which at first glance looks nearly identical to the A7 V camera. They also reveal subtle but significant design tweaks, like a slightly reworked grip that hints at deeper technological changes inside the camera. And while the outside may not look dramatically different, the real story is happening under the hood. The information tied to these images suggests Sony camera has packed in features that will make both photographers and videographers rethink what's possible from a single body. One of the most eye-catching details coming out of the leaks is confirmation that the A7 V camera will feature a 33-megapixel full-frame CMOS sensor. On paper, that might sound like the same resolution as the A7 V camera, but there's a twist. This new sensor is said to be partially stacked. That's not just marketing jargon. A partially stacked sensor allows for much faster readout speeds, and faster readout translates directly to massive improvements in both stills and video. The bane of modern hybrid cameras has long been rolling shutter, that wobbly jello effect you see in video when the camera pans quickly or when a fast subject moves across the frame. A stacked or even partially stacked sensor essentially eliminates that issue. Imagine shooting fast-moving subjects, athletes, dancers, even a bride running through a crowd at a wedding and not having to worry about distortion ruining the shot. The balance of 33 megapixels also seems like a deliberate choice by Sony camera. It's right in the sweet spot where you get enough resolution for detailed landscape and portrait work, but not so much that low-light performance takes a hit. Pair that with improved sensor design, and this camera promises to deliver crisp images across a wide range of conditions without forcing photographers to make compromises. It's a middle ground that could be exactly what many hybrid shooters have been asking for. But the sensor is only part of the story. The leaks also point to Sony integrating their tried-and-true Biones XR processor with something new, a dedicated AI processing unit. Autofocus has always been one of Sony camera's strongest selling points, but this generation seems to push things to a whole new level. Instead of just tracking humans and animals, the AI-driven autofocus is said to recognize a wider range of subjects, from birds in flight to moving vehicles and even insects. Think about how game-changing that could be for macro photographers. Picture a butterfly landing on a flower and the camera instantly locking focus onto its eye. Or consider a sports photographer capturing a football game, where the autofocus not only tracks the quarterback's face but seamlessly switches to the ball itself once it's thrown. This level of subject recognition goes beyond what we've seen before, promising precision that feels almost futuristic. Performance doesn't stop at autofocus. Continuous shooting speeds of 20 frames per second with full autofocus tracking are rumored to be on the table. That kind of speed means photographers no longer have to gamble on catching the perfect moment. Wildlife photographers trying to capture the exact second a bird takes off, or tennis photographers trying to freeze the ball as it smashes against a racket, will have 20 separate frames to choose from every single second. It's not just speed for the sake of specs, it's speed that translates to real-world reliability in capturing decisive moments. Even more impressive is that all this speed and AI processing power isn't expected to drain the battery. Sony camera seems to have re-engineered the power management system to ensure long-lasting performance without overheating or rapid depletion. That's critical for professionals who can't afford to stop in the middle of a shoot to swap batteries or deal with thermal shutdowns. For filmmakers and content creators, the A7 V camera leaks hint at features that could make this camera a dream machine. We're talking in crop 4K recording at 60 frames per second, with full 10-bit for 2:2:2 color depth and S-Log3 support. That combination means rich, flexible footage ready for color grading and professional workflows. And perhaps the most shocking detail, these capabilities are rumored to come without overheating problems, even in extended sessions. For wedding videographers, that could mean capturing an entire ceremony in pristine 4K without worrying about the camera shutting down mid-vows. For YouTubers and filmmakers, it means the freedom to shoot extended interviews or cinematic sequences without constantly monitoring the temperature gauge. The video capabilities don't stop there. Leaked test reports suggest the A7 V camera will feature 8 stops of in-body image stabilization, alongside a new mode being referred to as active mode. The impact of this on handheld shooting could be revolutionary. Imagine walking through a bustling street market, filming with nothing but the camera in hand, and producing footage that looks like it was shot on a gimbal. Or think of photographers shooting at dusk, handheld at shutter speeds of 1/4 second, and still producing tack-sharp results. If the leaks are accurate, this isn't just a small step forward, it's a leap that could redefine what's possible without additional stabilization gear. The build quality also seems to be getting attention. According to the leaked material, the A7 V camera will feature a magnesium alloy body that's lighter than the A7 IV camera, yet stronger and more robust. That's a delicate balance to strike. Lighter bodies are easier to carry for long shoots, while durability is essential for professionals working in tough environments. Add in dual card slots, USB-C 3.2 support, and Wi-Fi 6 connectivity, and the A7 V camera appears to be designed with professional workflows in mind while still maintaining a user-friendly feel. As exciting as all these details are, there's a frustrating twist. The camera likely won't be officially announced until late 2025, with shipments expected to begin in early 2026. That leaves months of anticipation, speculation, and, no doubt, even more leaks to keep fans on edge. Pricing rumors suggest it will land around €3,000 in Europe, which translates to somewhere in the $3,000 to $3,300 range in the United States. To put that into context, when the A7 IV camera launched in 2021, it was priced at $2,498. The higher-end A7 V camera came in at $3,898. That means the A7 V camera could be delivering performance and features that rival, or in some cases exceed, Sony's higher-tier models, but at a price point that's much closer to mid-range. It almost sounds too good to be true. Either Sony has found a way to streamline manufacturing costs, or they're willing to accept lower margins in order to solidify dominance over Canon, Nikon, and other competitors. Whatever the case, the implications are significant. This is more than just another camera release. The leaks suggest Sony isn't simply trying to keep pace with the industry, they're trying to change the rules of the game altogether. The A7 V camera seems positioned not as an incremental upgrade but as a statement piece, a way of telling the world that Sony is serious about making the competition irrelevant. For photographers and videographers, it represents a blending of technologies that erases the line between stills and video, turning the camera into a true hybrid powerhouse. And perhaps the most intriguing part is that even after all these leaks, there are whispers of features Sony hasn't revealed yet. Hidden capabilities that might push the A7 V camera even further beyond expectations. That sense of mystery adds to the excitement, leaving professionals and enthusiasts alike wondering what else is waiting inside this camera. If these leaks are to be believed, the Sony A7 V camera could be the kind of release that defines an era. Faster, smarter, more versatile, and more accessible than its rivals. It may not just be an evolution of the A7 series, it could be a revolution in hybrid imaging. And while we wait for the official word from Sony, one thing is certain, the competition has reason to be nervous. Because the A7 V camera looks set to raise the bar for what a modern camera can deliver.